Hello Taurus, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the energies and predictions for the sign of Taurus for the month of October. Now do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. All right, Taurus, let's go ahead and get into this reading here for you. See what's coming forward for you as we take a look at this brand new month of October 2025. Do hope that September treated you well. And yeah, I know a lot of people had a lot going on in September, but you know, calendar's turning over. We've got a brand new month. Let's go ahead and see what we have. We'll get all the cards out here, get everything set up and in view, and then we'll get right into it for you. Okay. I think that's looking just about good enough to me. Energy on the bottom. You do have the Two of Pentacles. All right, so Two of Pentacles can indicate that during this month you could simply be going through like some period of change. You know, the Two of Pentacles is a card of change. It is this idea of, you know, for me, it usually connects to financial change, obviously, as this is a Pentacles card. It can mean that kind of like money's going up, money's going down. There may be a change in direction of the money, right? Increase or decrease. It depends on the supporting cards here. For you, it does seem like I don't see lost cards, right? So I don't see, I know what it is. I don't see the Five of Pentacles. I don't see the Ten of Swords. I'm not seeing a huge amount of increased cards either. So actually, I am seeing success though here. What I'm seeing here is that you are, a couple things going on here. One, I think some of you are saving for a purchase. Like some of you may be saving for a house, or you may be saving for a trip, or some sort of like maybe you're welcoming a new child into the world. There might be something significant that you're saving for. Okay, I think some of you are probably saving. At the same time, the other thing that I would say is that you are really, really in the driver's seat at this time, okay? So like whether, you know, this is an increase or a decrease, like this is not based on some type of like windfall or some type of like lottery win type deal or inheritance type deal. The direction in which, you know, money is coming here is, you know, this is going to be all derived from what you're doing because you're in the driver's seat. And we'll talk about that more. You have this Four of Cups here, and you also have the Eight of Cups, which these are very much like cards that signify a specific action that you're taking, okay? So that's one thing. I do, though, see that in October, Taurus, there is quite a bit of success for you, okay, as well. So that is definitely very good. But let's just go ahead and dive into it. I think that's kind of like my opening thoughts here. Right away in the middle, you do have this Seven of Cups. I like to see this paired with the Two of Pentacles because for me, the Seven of Cups can indicate like optionality, okay? Optionality in the tarot, meaning that you can see here on the card, each cup has a different choice or option on them. Okay, so this would indicate that you have some choices in your situation. You are spoiled for choice, so to speak, or you have optionality at this time. Now, having that can also be a little overwhelming, which is why when you get the Seven of Cups, it can also signify that you might be a little bit overwhelmed this month by something. I think for you, this is probably around optionality. Okay, I don't necessarily see overwhelm here, other than some of you are facing a choice to walk away from something, and that might be a little anxiety-inducing here. You know, there may be a little fear and anxiety around that, which is leading to this overwhelming kind of like feeling here with that Seven of Cups in the middle. That is one thing that I would say, but you have options in this month of September. Sorry, in this month of October, excuse me, in this month of October. You have options here, and you're the driver's seat. So kind of you get to decide what road you want to drive down, these sorts of things. There is definitely some kind of like, I'm getting this energy of you really saving for a rainy day, so to speak, to use that like phrase. I think that maybe some of you are slimming down on like entertainment stuff. I know this is very specific, but like you may be like foregoing like a, maybe a trip that you take or something like this so that you can save money. There's something about money here that is also, maybe it's not going to be for everyone, but some of you are budgeting is what I'm trying to say. Budgeting, saving, these types of things. And it's in pursuit of either a fresh road, a new start, or it's in pursuit of like a large purchase, okay? I would also say that not everybody will be in that like money timeline thing, because on a different level, there is some just broad success here as well that I'm seeing. So why don't we just get to the first column? You have the Four of Cups, the Queen of Cups, and the Ace of Swords. Okay, so the top left and right corners of this reading here, actually the corners in this reading here are pretty significant as I look at the cards, okay? So these are important. You can think of it this way: when I see the corners being kind of like significant in this spread, it means that this is kind of going on around the perimeter of your life right now. This is on the perimeter, right? This is very important, but it also is like there's some stuff in between that you got to take care of, right? So like these things are kind of like it's also surrounding you, right? Like in other words, this is something that's very important, right? It's always kind of in the background. It's on the perimeter. It's, there's background noise here to these topics for you. And the top two here with the Four of Cups and the Eight of Cups, let's start with the Four of Cups since we're looking at this column. Four of Cups, this represents a choice that this person is making, okay? This person is currently bored and apathetic, okay? And they are making the choice to not take advantage of the cup that is in front of them. The universe is giving them an opportunity, okay? So going back to what I said at the beginning of this reading, you are in the driver's seat, okay? You get to determine kind of like what's going on here, I think in this case, financially, or for others, in some other topic, right? There could be like job opportunities, or there could be career growth, maybe not like a new job, but opportunities for growth within the current career that you're in. Or for others, it may be studying, moving, purchasing a house, something like this. Like the point is that in October, you will have an opportunity, but it's going to be your choice on how do you take it or not, okay? There is something in the background for you here that is maybe leading to boredom, or I should say maybe even, or I will say even avoidance as well, as this person is avoiding the opportunity in front of them, okay? They're not only dismissing it, but they're avoiding it. So this is, for me, the Four of Cups represents like a golden opportunity, but there's something blocking that within you from taking that, right? So it might be boredom, it might be avoidance, whatever it is, there's something here, okay? With the Queen of Cups, like intuitively, how do you feel about the opportunity that comes in for you in October, okay? Ask yourself that question. If this is your reading, there are opportunities abound for you here, okay? With the Seven of Cups and the Four of Cups, it's there, okay? You have optionalities, you have choices, decisions, opportunities, these sorts of things. How do you feel about this abundance of, this abundance that is here? The abundance of choice in this case. Next, the Ace of Swords is breakthroughs, right? So I don't think that you'll be in this Four of Cups forever. You won't be in this Four of Cups forever, this idea of boredom. For me, the Ace of Swords, it can indicate like divine action or divine insight, foresight. It can talk about divine inspiration, going for something, striking while the iron is hot. And this is around a new beginning. When you get the Ace of Swords, it is also success. So it's quite good when you find this. So I think that there's maybe something that you're working through in this month as it relates to, am I avoiding something? Am I bored? Why? And if so, why am I bored? Like, what is the root cause of that? This type of thing. In the middle, you have the High Priestess, you have the Seven of Cups, and you also have the Four of Pentacles. So with the Four of Pentacles, this person is sort of like saving, okay, in this case. This person's holding on, they're saving their money. You could say hoarding money as well, which I think some of you, the idea here is that you're doing this for a purpose. There's a very important purpose for why you're doing this. when you have this a reading like this. And I think it's probably a smart thing, if this is your reading, if this is something you're doing. Not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but just based on this reading, it seems like it's for a greater purpose, right? Like you're doing this for a greater purpose. Now, this person is risk averse, which makes sense. They are really concerned about losing these pentacles. That may mean that they miss out on some opportunities, and because they're not taking on risk. But that's just something to throw out there. But I think some of you are sort of in this like wait and see energy here with the Seven of Cups, the Four of Pentacles. These are sort of passive energies, right? This person is not moving. They're holding on to what they have. Okay, so this could be part of your timeline. I do think that you do have one real estate card. So one card doesn't make a reading, but you do have one. You do have one here with that Ten of Cups. We'll get into that. But you then have the High Priestess as well, which is really not an active card either. Okay, the High Priestess is about your dreams, about your intuition, your foresight. It can even mean secrets as well in the tarot that need to come to the surface. Okay, secrets that should be talked about and brought forward and uncovered and brought to the surface. But more importantly, it's about your intuition. With the Queen of Cups and the High Priestess, you have a deep intuition in this month, Taurus, around something that you want to take action on. Okay, and again, you are really, really in the driver's seat here. In the final column, you have the Eight of Cups, the Ten of Cups, and the Six of Wands. So here we go, right? I was talking about the corners being very important. So in the upper corners here, you have actions, right? So I talked about the Four of Cups at length. The Eight of Cups, this person is also taking an action, okay? They're making a choice, and just like the Four of Cups. But this choice is about letting go of the past disappointment, pain, hardship, okay? And they're choosing to walk forward in a new direction. So I love the Eight of Cups because it says that you're no longer going to allow yourself to be a part of, let's say, the struggle story, you could say, right? So you are actively, with this Eight of Cups, deciding to set a new path for yourself. And I really like that. So again, with this Four of Cups, this feels like maybe just one part of the month for you, okay? And the rest of the month, it feels like you are moving on something. You are really moving on something. Now, these two corners here, we talked about the Ace of Swords. This is also a success card, the Six of Wands. So you've got some success here in the lower corners. And, the bottom row here can be something that's hidden, something that's below the surface, something you don't see coming. So I like this because to me, it would say that you have preparedness here. You are prepared, in other words, with the Four of Pentacles in between the Ace of Swords and the Six of Wands. Again, there's something that you are prepared for here, and it's going to be quite successful for you if this is your reading. The Six of Wands has overcome a challenge, and for you, maybe the challenge here is working through this, whatever sort of like you're avoiding, if you are, or that is like under like the root level reason for boredom, right? So this may be a challenge here, and also the challenge that you're, I think, also having success over is this choice that you have to make, okay, with the Seven of Cups. With that, the Ten of Cups here, it is total happiness in the tarot. It's a very, very positive card. It does connect to family. It does connect to real estate for me as the reader as well, as there's always a house on the Ten of Cups card. They own the house. So, and for many people, buying a home is like a huge moment of happiness. It's a huge accomplishment in one's life. And the Ten of Cups is all about feeling that overwhelming happiness. So this is something that I think is good for you based on this reading, and that is the Ten of Cups is good for you to find in this reading. And I think that even this Ten of Cups could be because that you are walking away from something that is not serving you. It's not serving you, as you have the Eight of Cups, right? So you might find this Ten of Cups happiness energy as you walk away and you let go, or even through making a choice here with the Seven of Cups. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at the clarifications portion of this reading. I'll start off by pulling some oracle cards for you, and then I'll also move into the tarot cards. All right, so let's see what we have here. Okay. And I'll take that one. All right. Energy on the bottom. You do have Druid, hold the space. Hold the space. Well, creating space for yourself at this time could be very beneficial as you have this choice that's in front of you with the Seven of Cups. Again, you have optionality here, which I love. I think it's very, I think it's very strong to be in a position where you have optionality. You then here have Shall and Master, be graceful in movement and action. You have Hunter, track down your fears and desires, as well as Snake, shed old skin, which is this Eight of Cups card. It could also be the Death card, which you don't have. But lastly, you have the Stargazer, set your sights higher, as well as High Priestess, harness mystic power. Okay. Fears and desires here. Track down your fears and desires. I see that as like a potential pain point that you are overcoming with the Ace of Swords and the Six of Wands. So why don't we go ahead and let's move into the tarot clarifications for you here, Taurus. See what cards come forward for you in the tarot clarifications. Now, I do appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. I do hope things are going well for you. And we'll take a look at what we have. Okay, you have the Fool. Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, with the Four of Cups. Okay. You have the Page of Wands, and you have the Two of Wands with the Ace of Swords. Okay. I would expect... Yeah, I would expect that there's going to be a ton of communication in this month, okay, with Page of Wands and the Seven of Cups. I also think that if you are seeking employment, like, you might be pleasantly surprised here, okay? I love the combination of the Page of Wands with the Seven of Cups, which you have as your middle card. This middle card's important because it spills into the rest of the cards, okay? Now, the guidance here for you is that you'll really want to hone in and listen to what your gut or your intuition is telling you. Okay, you'll really want to trust your gut because you may just be overwhelmed by, like, okay, with this path I'm getting X, Y, and Z, and with that path I'm getting X, Y, and Z, and you may be like analytic, looking at it, like analyzing it in a certain way. Sorry, the words right now. You may be analyzing it in an intellectual way, right? But there is like a maybe pull to look at it intellectually, but also look at it from look at it intuitively as well. So there's like the the intellectual side of this decision, and then there's the intuitive side of this decision as well. And I think that that's going to really help you come to a point that you feel comfortable with, okay? Now, with the Fool and the Four of Cups, the Fool, it does represent a new start, a very powerful new start. It's all four aces. You actually have an Ace of Swords down here with the Fool. This is on the way for you, okay, Taurus? Like, to me, this would be like a pretty strong confirmation that you are starting anew here pretty firmly. Now, the Two of Wands would even indicate that there's some really, really good potential for you as you start something new, okay? You're holding you see this person here holding the world in the palm of their hands. It means that they realize that there's good potential in front of them. And yeah, you're having some breakthrough in that area here. So for job seekers, this seems very positive. For other people as well, if you think about offers, it may mean that you have like you have many, like, let's say that you are looking to purchase a home, you might have a number of homes that you're interested in, or even if you're looking to sell the home as well, there may be a number of offers that come in based on this reading as well. You have the Magician, you have the High Priestess, so that's one. You actually have 0, 1, 2, and the Two of Pentacles. So 0, 1, 2, that doesn't happen very often, especially with the Fool, the Magician, and the High Priestess. So to me, this thing is really moving along quite quickly. It's, it's progressing along. Things are working at the speed they need to work at. You have the ability to create the outcome you want here with a magician. I've said this many, many times in this reading. You are in the driver's seat. The magician is the master manifester. They can create what they want, especially with the high priestess. Again, this is really, really confirming, which you had the high priestess up here. This is really, really confirming that this choice that you're making is not just an intellectual choice, it's an intuitive choice as well. Okay, and I stumbled over my words when I was trying to explain that just a few minutes ago, but this is now reconfirming. So hopefully you you kind of get what I'm throwing out there. This is both an intellectual choice and an intuitive choice, whether it's like choosing a home or choosing a new location to move to, or it's choosing a job or choosing a place to travel to, or maybe even choosing a relationship, or choosing to get into one or not. There is something here that you are preparing for, though, in addition to this, because I talked about how you are preparing for something here with the Four of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles on the bottom, and now we have a double confirmation of that here with the Two of Pentacles now coming in as well, once again. Okay, so it seems like you are really, really preparing for something, probably, and it probably involves some sort of money, or there's probably some financial element to this in a certain way, Yeah, let's see what else we have here. You have the Page of Swords, okay, you have the Five of Swords, and you have the Three of Wands. I would say, like, as soon as I put that Page of Swords down, the first thing that came into my mind was do not delay. Okay, do not delay. Don't hold in. Don't hold this energy of needing to decide for too long. With the Seven of Cups, because that can don't with the Seven of Cups and the Four of Cups, like, be careful you're not missing out on something here, for sure. Try not to stay in that, like, oh, I don't know, like needing to decide between choice A, B, and C. Try not to stay in there too long, I think, is the advice, because the Page of Swords, it may represent delay, and that is with the Eight of Cups. The cards here are pushing you to kind of like move in this new direction. It feels like it's pretty abundant for you in a certain way. The Five of Swords, it may mean that you need to cut your losses a little bit here. Like, I'm getting this idea of like making like there may be you might have to sacrifice one thing in order to get another thing. And then you have the Three of Wands, which just really does indicate growth and expansion into something. So you've got this great potential here with the Two of Wands. You've got the Three of Wands indicating growth and expansion, and then also the Six of Wands, which is about victory and success. So it seems like you're trending in a really, really good direction. Remember, you have optionality, but also remember the guidance here is that this is both an intellectual choice and an intuitive choice. Okay, that seems to be a pretty strong message here for you. On the bottom, wow, the financial independence. This is the Nine of Pentacles. This can really represent financial independence in one's life. So this is very, very nice. So why don't we go ahead and let's take a look at the Kipper cards for you here, Taurus. Let's see what Kipper cards you have. All right. And okay, you have False Person. Okay, I know what that's about. You have the Distant Horizons, Gift, Message of Concern, Toil and Labor, and then you have Expectation. All right, False Person is about ensuring that you are listening to your intuition, okay? Because, like, instead of maybe being pulled in a certain direction because somebody really wants you to move in that direction, this is about you moving in your direction, okay? This is about you listening to your intuition and not letting someone sway you one way or the other, okay? With False Person and Message of Concern. So this is something, I think this is just confirming the idea that it's both an intellectual choice and an intuitive choice, okay? Right brain, left brain type of deal. You also hear, this could take a little bit of time, like 1 to 3 months is what the Distant Horizons card suggests. You're ready to put in the work. The universe wants to give you this beautiful gift of optionality here, and it looks very good for you. And then, yeah, there may be somebody that's placing an expectation, like on what on like how you should be making this decision. But remember, this is you being in the driver's seat in this month ahead, Taurus. On the bottom is official person. Okay, this is the person that basically is required to complete the thing, right? This could be a boss, an authority figure, a loan officer, whatever it is, but usually a good sign. So thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll most certainly be talking to you again soon.